The crowd favorites are dropping like flies, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am, at the time of this recording, 11 a.m. on a Friday, and Corey of the Washington Justice has announced his retirement. I can't even believe my eyes. All of a sudden, I just got out of my final class of the year for college, and I see a Twitter post from the Justice saying they're saying goodbye to Corey, and that they're thanking him for being an exceptional leader, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I cannot believe another former superstar of the Overwatch League and one of our all-time favorite players for a lot of people is just gone. His career was so short and he had so much potential. He was so mechanically gifted and he only had like one stage really where he really shined. What a roller coaster ride of a career for this dude. He starts off on the Justice in Season 2. Things look really bad, as we all know. He's part of the second worst team in the league. And then for about 3/4 of the year, he's suffering from goats and having to just play a really bad Zarya, quite frankly. But then we get a glimmer of hope. The Justice might not be in the playoff hunt anymore, but they show us what they can really do in a DPS meta. And Corey looks like one of the best in the league. Then to think, even though this guy has so much potential, he would reach his peak of his career just a few short months later when he won the gold medal for Team USA in the World Cup, and as quickly as that peak came, it vanished. What a sad way to end a career that could have been so much more. But let's take a look at what Corey had to say about his retirement now over on his Twit longer. I'm going to start with the first few paragraphs, then we're going to move towards the end as he explains what's next for him. So here we go. This may come as a surprise to many of you, and maybe not so much to a few, but my time with Overwatch has come to an end. I've officially retired from Overwatch. It's been a wild ride, hasn't it? It is surreal to think about all the moments I got to spend doing something that I truly loved and was able to share with all of the fans. Being able to participate in the OWL is a milestone in my life that will live with me forever. I will never forget all the adoring fans cheering us on through thick and thin, always giving the support I needed to keep my head held high and focus forward. I cannot thank you all enough, and I hope you all support me in my next step in life. Many of you left memories with me that I will cherish, from playing with my boys on Legion to winning the Overwatch World Cup. These have been some of the best years of my life. After that, Corey kind of just goes on to thank some of the people he's worked with throughout the years. I'm going to skip over that and move on to what is next for the guy. So what is next for me? I'm leaving to pursue a game that really hit home for me. Valorant. When I was younger, I had the ambition to go pro in Counter-Strike. Seeing Valorant as a hybrid between CS and OW, this looks like the game that was made for me. I'll be pursuing all opportunities available to me and will start up hitting the ground. Alongside that grind, I'll begin streaming regularly and begin looking for editors/artists to work with me for the future. I'd like to start pushing out videos and making my Twitch channel really nice with amazing art and emotes. Hopefully one day you will see me on stage for Valorant. So there you have it. Another superstar DPS player is leaving us for Valorant. It's a really sad reality that we're living in, ladies and gentlemen, but this is it. It doesn't come as much of a surprise to see all of these DPS players leaving us because, like I said in the Sinatra video, playing a game like Valorant makes it more like they're playing an FPS game again, and that's what these DPS players want to do, right? They just want to shoot things. As much as I love Corey and I really just hate to see him leave us like this is probably for the best if I'm going to be completely honest. It's not like the Justice were offering him anything to make him want to stay, you know? They've been losing a lot throughout these last 2 years. They've only been successful once, really, and that was when they had no chance of even making the playoffs. If he already wasn't having fun as it was playing the game in general, imagine how much worse it must have been having to go through scrims and losing all the time. It probably really sucked. Corey is like one of the most positive people I've ever seen, but even he has his breaking point, you have to bet. Like, there's only so much the guy can endure before it gets to be too much, and he probably hit his breaking point recently. This is tough. Corey was one of my all-time favorite DPS players to watch. He was so entertaining, I loved the positivity he always bring to the table, and he was also the face of the Justice franchise, so seeing him leave now really hits me hard. As much as I hate to say it because it really hurts my soul, I 100% support Corey's decision here. If he feels like this isn't the game for him anymore, then so be it. I don't want him around anymore if he doesn't enjoy it, because then, kind of like with what Sinatra said, you're not going to want to practice as hard, and at that point, you'll be letting your teammates down, and you won't even feel like you're earning your wage. You owe it to your teammates to just step down when you know that you're not going to be able to give them all you've got. Now we have to talk about the next thing. The fact that another person has left us for Valorant is just super depressing and quite concerning, if I'm going to be honest. It's so clear that a bunch of other DPS DPS players could be dropping out very soon for the exact same reasons. They just want to have fun. But don't just think of it as Valorant being a competitor. Think about Overwatch in general. A lot of these pros are straight up losing their passion for the game and they don't find it enjoyable anymore. How many people have left us in just the last month or so? We lost our MVP Sinatra. Corey's gone now. We have no more Gray, Hip, Kellex, they're dropping like flies. It's a really scary thought, but the league is kind of dying right now. We need a turnaround and we need it now. Hopefully some passionate young players will come along and help fill the void left by some of these superstars that we love so much. And you have to pray that person comes to the Justice very soon because that team is an even bigger mess than they were before now. No Corey means they have no carry at DPS. Their DPS line right now is Stratus and Tuba. I'm sure they're going to sign someone new eventually, but I don't know when. So for the time being, the Justice are basically the Boston Uprising in the sense that they only have one possible lineup they could run. With Lulsic still being stuck in Sweden, there is no chance that the Justice could make any substitutions until they sign a new player. You have to be feeling worried about the Justice going into this Vancouver game now. The Titans may be a brand new team essentially, but the Justice are left in shambles. They've been struggling as of late, and now they just lost Corey, and because those guys are so close, this is going to be very emotionally tough on them. Like, maybe it could motivate them to get this win, but at the same time, it could have the opposite effect. The month of April and May have been really tough for Overwatch League fans. Now we just lost another famous face that we all love so much. I know that the Justice are going to be missing him, the fans of that team are going to be missing him, and the league as a whole will be missing a really great guy who contributed in so many different ways. From the bottom of my heart now, I just wanted to thank Corey for everything he's done, for being such a positive figure in this community, for being such an amazing player, and for just honestly being entertaining. I really am thankful for everything he's done. I'm so grateful that such an amazing guy blessed us with his presence, even if it was only for like a year and a half. And it's a damn shame that his peak was so short-lived, kind of like with Sinatra. I wish Corey nothing but the best in his future in Valorant. And with that said, that's going to wrap up this really sad news video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel if you're new. And don't forget to let me know what you think of Corey retiring down in the comments section, as well as Gray from the Paris Eternal, who announced his retirement yesterday. And as always, thanks so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.